In the winter of 1885, a bitter wind swept through Wyoming's plains. At a lonely train station, snow piled high, and the platform was deserted. A young nurse, Clara, shivered in her thin coat, stranded after missing her connection. Her hands numb, she huddled against a wooden bench, praying for shelter. The station was silent, save for the howl of the storm, as hope began to fade. Miles away, rancher Tom Caldwell, a wealthy cowboy, rode through the blizzard. Known for his grit and fortune made in cattle, he was heading to town for supplies. His horse snorted, sensing the storm's bite. Tom's sharp eyes caught a faint light at the station. Curiosity tugged at him. He urged his mount forward, unaware that fate was about to change his solitary life forever. Clara's breath fogged in the icy air. She was a nurse from Chicago, traveling to a remote clinic to aid settlers. Her savings were spent on the ticket, leaving no coin for warmth. The station's lantern flickered, her only companion. She whispered a prayer, her voice trembling. As her eyelids grew heavy, the crunch of boots on snow startled her. A tall figure loomed in the storm's haze. Tom dismounted, his Stetson dusted with snow. He saw Clara, frail and shivering, her lips blue. Without a word, he draped his heavy coat over her shoulders. "You'll freeze out here, ma'am," he said, voice gruff but kind. Clara, barely able to speak, nodded gratitude. Tom's heart stirred. Her strength, even in despair, struck him. He offered to take her to his ranch for warmth. The ride to Tom's ranch was slow, the storm relentless. Clara clung to him, wrapped in his coat, her body pressed against his for warmth. His strong arms guided the horse through the snow. Neither spoke, but a quiet bond formed in the shared struggle. The ranch appeared, a sturdy log house glowing with firelight. Clara felt a spark of hope, sensing safety in this stranger's care. Inside, the fire crackled as Tom stoked it high. Clara warmed her hands, her cheeks regaining color. Tom brought hot coffee and a blanket. "What's a nurse doing out here?" he asked. Clara shared her mission to help settlers, her voice soft but determined. Tom listened, captivated by her courage. He offered her a room for the night, insisting she stay until the storm passed. Days turned to weeks as the blizzard trapped them. Clara helped tend Tom's ranch hands, her skills saving a fevered worker. Tom watched, impressed by her steady hands and kind heart. They talked by the fire each night, sharing stories of their worlds, his of open plains, hers of crowded hospitals. A warmth grew between them, unspoken but undeniable, as the snow kept them close. Tom, once content alone, found himself drawn to Clara's laugh, her gentle strength. He taught her to ride, her city hands clumsy but eager. One day, under a clearing sky, their hands brushed as he helped her dismount. Their eyes met, hearts racing. Clara blushed, turning away, but Tom felt a pull he couldn't ignore. The ranch, once his only love, now felt empty without her. Clara, too, felt her heart shift. Tom's rugged kindness, his quiet respect, stirred feelings she'd buried under duty. Yet she feared. She was a nurse, bound to her mission, not a rancher's wife. The storm eased, and her departure loomed. One night, as stars pierced the sky, Tom took her hand. "Stay," he whispered. Clara's breath caught, torn between her calling and this unexpected love. The next day, Clara prepared to leave. Tom saddled a horse, his face unreadable. At the station, he handed her a ticket, his savings tucked inside. "For your clinic," he said. Clara's eyes welled. She saw his sacrifice, his heart. She boarded the train, their fingers lingering in a final touch. As the whistle blew, Tom turned away, hiding his pain, believing he'd lost her forever. Months passed. Clara worked tirelessly at the clinic, her heart heavy with thoughts of Tom. His coat, still with her, carried his scent. Letters arrived. Tom's words, simple but heartfelt, asking about her life. She wrote back, her pen hesitating over admissions of love. The distance ached, but her duty held her. Yet each letter deepened their bond, a lifeline across the miles. Tom threw himself into ranch work, but Clara's face haunted him. He built a small hospital on his land, hoping to honor her dream. Word spread of his generosity, and settlers called him a hero. But Tom cared only for Clara's approval. He sent her a letter, inviting her to see the hospital. "It's for you," he wrote, his heart laid bare. Clara read it, chairs falling, resolve wavering. Clara arrived unannounced, stepping off the train in spring. Tom, at the station by chance, froze at the sight of her. She ran to him, her nurse's bag swinging. "I saw your hospital," she said, voice trembling. "It's beautiful." Tom pulled her close, no words needed. The station, once a place of cold despair, now witnessed their reunion, a love stronger than distance or duty. They married that summer, the ranch alive with celebration. Clara's clinic thrived, funded by Tom's wealth. Together, they cared for settlers, their love a beacon of hope. Clara's skill and Tom's resources saved countless lives. Their story spread, whispered in towns and written in papers, a tale of a cowboy and nurse whose chance meeting became a legend of compassion and love. Years later, their hospital stood as a monument to their bond. Clara, now gray, still tended patients with Tom at her side. They sat by the fire, hands clasped, reminiscing about that snowy night. Their love, born in a storm, had weathered all trials. The station where they met became a historic site, marked by a plaque telling their story, a love that made history, etched in Wyoming's heart. Their children grew, inheriting their parents' grit and kindness. The eldest, a doctor, expanded the hospital. The youngest, a rancher, kept the land thriving. Clara and Tom watched, proud, as their legacy lived on. Settlers still spoke of the millionaire cowboy and the freezing nurse, their tale a reminder that love could bloom in the harshest moments, binding two souls to a shared purpose. Clara often walked to the old station, now quiet, its platform weathered. She'd touch the bench where she once shivered, smiling at the memory. Tom would join her, his arm around her waist. "Reckon we did all right," he'd say, his drawl unchanged. Clara would nod, her heart full. Their love had not only survived but reshaped a community, proving that chance meetings could change the world. Newspapers across the West printed their story, calling it a romance for the ages. Historians noted how their hospital transformed healthcare for settlers. Clara's medical knowledge and Tom's wealth created a model others followed. Their love was practical yet profound, a partnership that turned a fleeting moment of kindness into a legacy that outlasted their years. On quiet nights, Clara read Tom's old letters, her fingers tracing his words. Each one reminded her of their journey, from strangers in a storm to partners in life. Tom, watching her, felt the same awe as that first night. Their love, tested by time and trials, remained unshaken. The ranch, the hospital, their family, all stemmed from a single act of compassion at a desolate station. The townsfolk built a statue at the station, depicting Tom and Clara, him in a Stetson, her with a nurse's bag. Visitors came, inspired by their tale. Young couples left flowers, hoping for such love. Clara and Tom, now elderly, visited the statue, chuckling at their likeness. "We were just folks," Tom said. But their humility only deepened the legend, making their story timeless. Clara's clinic grew into a regional hospital, drawing doctors from afar. Tom funded scholarships for nurses, honoring Clara's roots. Their partnership showed how love could fuel progress. Settlers no longer feared illness, knowing care was near. The couple's shared vision had turned a rugged land into a place of healing, their love woven into every brick of the hospital's walls. As winters returned, Clara and Tom hosted gatherings at the ranch. Neighbors shared stories of their care, how Clara stitched wounds, how Tom rebuilt homes after storms. Their love inspired others, fostering a community bound by kindness. The station, once a place of isolation, became a symbol of connection, where a cowboy's heart and a nurse's courage sparked a movement of hope. Clara's diary, found years later, detailed their life. She wrote of Tom's quiet strength, his unwavering support. "He saw me when I was invisible," she penned. Historians cherished her words, proof of a love that defied odds. Tom's journal, less polished, echoed her. "Clara's my home," he wrote. Their writings, preserved, became treasures, studied by those seeking the heart of their legend. The station's plaque drew tourists, its words simple. Here, a cowboy saved a nurse, and their love saved a community. Clara and Tom, in their final years, read it together, hands entwined. They didn't see themselves as heroes, only as two people who found each other. Yet their story, born in a blizzard, proved that love could conquer cold, distance, and doubt, leaving a mark on history. Their hospital trained generations, its halls named for Clara and Tom. Nurses and doctors spoke of them as pioneers, their love a guiding light. The ranch remained a haven for their descendants. Each spring, flowers bloomed where Clara once rode with Tom, a living testament to their bond. Their story, told and retold, reminded all that love could build empires from the smallest spark. In their last days, Clara and Tom sat by the fire, weaker but content. They spoke of the station, the storm, the moment their lives intertwined. "I'd freeze again to find you," Clara teased. Tom grinned, squeezing her hand. Their love, fierce and enduring, had shaped a legacy. As they faded, their story grew brighter, a beacon for those who believed in love's power to change the world. After their passing, the community mourned but celebrated. The hospital thrived, a living tribute. The station became a pilgrimage site, where lovers vowed to honor their example. Clara and Tom's names were etched in history, not just for their wealth or skill, but for a love that turned a chance encounter into a saga of healing and hope, forever remembered in Wyoming's soul. Today, their story lives in songs, books, and quiet whispers by campfires. The millionaire cowboy and the freezing nurse, united by fate, showed that love could conquer all. Their hospital stands, their ranch endures, and the station remains, a silent witness to a love that made history. From a stormy night to a lasting legacy, Clara and Tom's tale proves that even in the coldest moments, love can warm the world.